Hey friends, and welcome to the Music Composer Show. My name is Mike, and this is a show where I share my journey, story, and adventure as a music composer, sound designer, and artist. Watch behind the scenes of the life of a music composer and artist, working from my home studio and aiming for success. I hope that by sharing my story and journey, you can be motivated to follow your dreams as well. This is what you will get today in the Music Composer Show. And this episode is sponsored by the great people at Vir2. They provided me with their amazing percussive drive instrument called Vital Series Sticks, which you will see me using in the Let's Play segment of this episode. Thank you so much, Vir2, for sponsoring the show. Alright, let's get the show started. Today I want to talk about the importance of creating your grand plan and roadmap for your journey as a music composer and artist. Let's face the truth. We live in a world that is so full of distractions, both from the outside world like social media, news, and things going on around you, but also your inner storm of ideas, of all the endless possibilities of things you could do creatively, business-wise, with videos, social media, marketing, music industry aspects like licensing companies, agents, labels, publishers. Let's face the facts. This list will keep on growing endlessly. So what can we do as artists? Well, I have found that my best solution to this storm is to get super specific by creating a roadmap for my music career. First, by narrowing down the fields you want to truly focus on. Then making a plan for the entire year of all the big projects I want to complete. Then narrow this down to a month-by-month basis, which is basically project-by-project basis, and finally week to week. So my goal is to focus as much of my time as possible on things that actually produce the most results for advancing my professional career in music. And that is my main tip for you today. Choose your main fields of passion and skills, create your roadmap for your career, and then focus your time and energy on the things that you feel produce the best results for your journey and career in music. I share my story and journey as a music composer and artist to motivate, inspire, and empower you. Now, here are my latest news and updates. 1. I have a brand new course for you where you will learn the foundations of rhythm, percussion, and drive in music composition to be able to create interesting and expressive rhythms in your music. Rhythm is the core of music, so learning and mastering this area is essential in my opinion. I have included a special discount for you down in the video description. Click it and watch the course trailer video. 2. Composing corporate and motivational music. I have decided to try out composing music specifically in this niche and upload it to Pond5 and perhaps Audio Jungle. These are services that basically license your music for use in media like TV, games, videos, etc. And also, if there is a demand for it, I might even do a dedicated course showing exactly how I compose this style of music. And you should know that this specific music style is a big category in music licensing. So if you haven't checked out services like Pond5 and Audio Jungle, now is a good time to start. 3. Recording my own high-quality sounds. I recently became very inspired from watching some other composers here on YouTube, They actually recorded their own sounds to add in their music compositions, and it made a huge difference because they added human element and unique sound. So I will try out this as well, and if I enjoy the process, I will start building a kit of tools to use for recording both performances and individual sound samples. That is why I have set up this microphone and reflection filter here. Are you recording your own sounds to add in your music? Things like claps, shouts, stomps, jingles on your keys, perhaps shakers and tambourines. I think that this can be a great way to get away from your computer every once in a while and do something that is both fun and creative. And the end result will be a more unique and organic overall sound of your music. It's time for Let's Play. Not games in this show, music composer tools. And today I have an interesting instrument called Vital Series Sticks by a developer called Veer2. So what is Vital Series Sticks? Well, as the name suggests, it is focused on sticks, specifically various types of sticks hitting various types of objects. So this is not ordinary percussion. This instrument will give you more unique and very tight high-end drive to add to, well, any type of music, from upbeat pop-style tracks for TV and advertisements to perhaps an underscore drive in a cinematic film score. Now let me give you a quick sound demonstration, because it is the easiest way to show you what this instrument is all about. Sound Demo 1, a broomstick played on a broomstick with this sequence pattern here that I have programmed myself. And Sound Demo 2, which is a coarse nylon brush on a bamboo stick. And this is the sequence pattern I have programmed for this. Sound Demo 3, Broomstick 1 played on a plastic bucket with this sequenced pattern. And Sound Demo 4, which is a metal brush played on a wood drawer with this escalating pattern which goes up, down, up, like this. Alright, so that was my sound demonstration. Now let's dive in and let's play with Vital Series Sticks live here on the Music Composer Show. So I have figured out that it has 4 different chords basically, and you can play them from, as you can see, from the keys down here in these different sections here. So this is the first chord, this is the second, third and fourth. And you can also play them by hand like this. So the first one is... So you can program your own rhythms into your DAW. But I actually found these sequencing patterns very useful because you can get lots of dynamics with rising velocity levels and so on. And you can actually use from, let's say, C3 to... No. C1 to B1 is the pattern switcher for this chord, C2 to B2 for the second chord, and so on. So you can actually program the pattern here and then simply program, let's say, C1. No, that is wrong. It starts on D1, yeah, D1. C1 and C sharp 1 is the manual triggers. And then D1, here you can see the scenes. So I can program, let's say I program D1 here. Create a note. Hey, create a note, I said. D1. And then you can change, let's say, to the next pattern on the next bar. And the next pattern you can program a completely different rhythm. So let's say we do it like so, and then down, and then all the way up and down. I don't know. Let's try that. And now if I play from the beginning here. God damn it! Turn off the metronome. Like so. As you heard, it changed the pattern, which you can also see here. If I close the plugin window, you can see the MIDI notes, which is the key switcher notes for the first core of the interface. And then if you click on the sound here, you can actually choose lots of different types of sounds, and you can see right away that these are very unique kind of sounds, like broomsticks, cardboard box. Let's see how that sounds, in fact. Let's try a pattern on this. Ah, that's nice. It remembers the pattern even if I change the sound. So you can actually program or sequence the pattern you want, the rhythmic drive, and then try it out on various types of sounds. Drumstick on drumstick. Well, that's a classic. Glass dish. Iron lid. I can actually see these kinds of sounds be very useful in like a background kind of drive to a very like pop style tight track that has very dry percussion, because as you can hear, just because of that one had lots of resonant, but most of these sounds are very tight and dry. Okay, so the metal bucket obviously sounds more resonant. Let's try the little rising. And they also have several round robins and velocity layers, so the accents that you program actually sounds like real accents, as you can hear from this. And that I really like. So let's try on the next core. Then you have to go up on the keyboard. And I actually found out about this feature. If you have to click this to go back to this part of the interface where you can dial in panning, let's see, tuning, attack, release, and stuff like that. Even change the rate. Let's say you want to go for 8 triplets. Let's see. So those are triplets now. Let's do triplets like so. Instead of 16th. Let's see what... you can actually increase the steps as well. Let's do 30 seconds. Go up to 30 seconds. Oh, that's really cool. So let's do a roll in the beginning, and then 3 accents, and then a new roll, and then finish with a, let's see, some accents here in the end as well. How will this sound? I actually think this will come in handy for starting new compositions, because I can already hear new melodies, riffs, and motifs forming in my head when I listen to these. Very cool rhythmic patterns. And then you can switch to completely... So let me do that live. Let's do like accents here. Okay, so it doesn't restart from the beginning when I trigger a new key switch. I wonder if you can change that. Let's see. Oh, they also have... Ah, nice. So you can... This is the velocity sequencer. You can also sequence the panning. Let's, in fact, try out doing something really radical. If you listen to headphones, you should be hearing this going in the stereo stage. Pitch as well. Let's do something radical here as well. That is crazy, but cool at the same time. So we have velocity, pan, and pitch. All right, let's reset the pitch for now. No! Oh, god damn it! So the reset button actually resets all of them, not the individual. So my entire first key switch pattern here is gone. I wasn't expecting that, so kind of, yeah, you live and learn, I guess. Right, so let's say we have a velocity layer. Let's try out a different sound. Then you can switch here. Let's see what we can do. We can tune the entire sound. Right, we can set the attack and release. It's already a very short release. And as you can see, here are the scenes. What else? Yeah, we have the effects down here also. Oh, by the way, I actually found out about this thing before making this video. That you can actually, well, you have to be afraid of the reset button, as you learned by my mistake previously. But the copy here is really cool because then you can copy to the second core, for example, here. And you have the same pattern, the exact same pattern. I wonder if it copies. I will try this, in fact. I will do something crazy. Copy again. Let's see. Did it copy? And then I paste. Does it copy? Yeah, it copies everything. So the pitch, pan, and velocity sequencing layers. Why is this still red? I don't know why it still is red. But the point is that now, if I trigger this pattern on which the same key switch, which is D1 here and D2, so I can program that. In fact, let me do that here. Then I basically have stacked these sounds like layers on top of each other. So this sound with this sound with the exact same sequencing. So we can have one sound here like a metal bucket. That sounds... So it sounds kind of spooky when you change pitch with the sequencing like this, in fact. But you can have it layered with another one of these cores, like so. Let me change that sound to something like so. On their own. But you stack this. We can take another sound that sounds a bit... And then perhaps you want to... Well, let's see, click here to get back, pan them, this one to the left, this one to the right. Could be cool, or pitch down this, pitch up this. Where's the volume? Oh, here. Like so, for example. Yeah, so I think the interface is pretty straightforward. Not a lot of pages. It's basically all here. You have to click on this button here. It's perhaps not... Let's see, what is it? What is this? Oh, so you can change sounds there instead of going into the browser. But then, when you are done sequencing your sounds and choosing your sounds, you can change them with the effects down here. Oh, I didn't see this. They have a swing knob. Let me increase the volume a bit here. Right, so then they have like the standard effects, I suppose, equalizing, flanging, phasing, transient shaper. That is actually convenient. So you can make these sounds even tighter by removing the sustain. Oh, you have to turn it on as well. It's like, it's so snappy, it cannot be any snappier. Let's put on a compressor as well. And I guess it's already so snappy, it doesn't even change with compression. But delay, I think, can be really cool for that kind of rhythmic underscore. Wow. That is driving. Let's see if we put on some reverb. Oh, they have some presets here as well. Warm Studio. Let's dial it back because I want it. Let's see. Dry. Okay, dry, wet. It sounds so crazy. Let's dial this down to 16ths again. But let's see, are they tied? No. Oh, so you can have 30 seconds on this one and 16th on this one. As you can hear, you can make some crazy rhythms, but basically this entire instrument is focused on that high-end drive, the rhythmic tight percussion that I think can work great in many genres of music, but especially for me personally as like rhythmic underscore. Let's see, let's dial up the delay and some more reverb. Let's go for a wormhole. Let's do some like a clicky 16th vibe. So you can have a rising like so. Let's get back some of the sustain in the transients, and I want more delay. Let's see, what is it on? 16ths? No, I want like, what do I want? 4th triplets, not so much feedback. Or do I? Or do I? Well, I think I will be using this a lot for that rhythmic underscore vibe. I will probably use external effects because I think I'm just more used to using insert effects and plugins for adding that final polish to the sounds. But the sequencing parts and the very tight sound on this percussion that they have recorded for this instrument, I think it's very high quality and very inspiring to use. I will also try using this instrument for creating more corporate music, which often has very tight percussion in it to drive the track. So yeah, check it out and see if this is an instrument you want to add to your composer toolkit. So that was Vital Series Sticks. I will include a link in the video description so you can learn more about this instrument. Welcome to behind the scenes of a music composer, sound designer and artist at work. Today I am going to start a new big project which I call the Professional Composer MIDI Collection. This will basically be a massive collection of MIDI files with chords, harmonies, chord progressions, bass notes, rhythms, scale runs, and so on. And the purpose is to boost my composing workflow by having everything organized in a good folder structure with proper naming, etc. to give me super quick and convenient access to the very things I use again and again as a composer. It will probably take me a couple of months to get everything created and organized in the efficient way I want it to be. And when it is done, I am considering selling this collection as a product to fellow composers like yourself. Alright, so let's dive into the DAW and I will show you what this MIDI collection is all about. Alright, so here I am in Logic right now, and here I have a track which I call root blocks. So each of these blocks here I have already prepared. These will be the root notes that I can then reuse for any new composition I start. And as you can see, if you look closely here, I have named them for their note values. And I have also made sure that I have C sharp and D flat respectively for all the accidentals. So if we listen to this, I have just added a simple bass from the Logic library, as you can see here. And if I play this now, it sounds like this. Let's turn off the metronome. You can take a look in the piano roll at the same time. As you can see, there are duplicates for G sharp and A flat, which is the same note. But I want to make sure that I use the correct one for the scale of the song I compose. So let's click that, and in fact let's go in and let me show you what I have done. So I have basically created a 1-bar note for each of these different note names, going from C1 up to why isn't everything showing? Up to B1. So the full octave with all chromatic notes, and as I've said, the accidentals are duplicated because I want to have all note names that are that I can use for my compositions. So I have made sure that they all have the same velocity value. I went for 100 because I want it fairly strong, since these are the root notes, and that seemed to be a good average value to start from. And when I use this in action later, which I will also show you in this Music Composer show in a later episode, I will simply need to go into the progression I made with the root notes and perhaps add some rhythm, change the velocity and so on. But for now, I want to export each of these MIDI files that took me a while to create and name them as follows. So what I do is I select the first one, then go up to File, because I want to export this as a standard MIDI file, which is exactly 1 bar in length here. And then I go to, where is it? Export, let's see, selection as MIDI file. Then I go to a, let's see, MIDI bank, and I have already created the first folder for my professional composer MIDI collection, which is called root, because it's basically the root notes for the chord progression that you create. So I will name this simply C. And again, I have also made sure that they are named, each clip are named inside Logic before I export them, because as you will see pretty soon, that name will be properly imported when I drag these MIDI files from my MIDI bank into a new project. So I go into the root folder, save as C, and then save. Let's do this for the next one. Export selection as MIDI file, and we are in the correct folder already. Name it C sharp. And the next one, export. Where is it? Kind of a tricky shortcut. Shift, was it? Option, Command E. Why do they create these really tricky shortcuts for things that you have to twist your arm? Alright, so that's... Where are we? D flat. D flat. Option, Command E. D. As you can see, when you have already created the MIDI files in your sequencer, it's pretty easy to simply export and organize your MIDI files as you wish. You can do everything this yourself if you want to. I do it for myself, so I want to speed up my workflow when I compose music. No. What did I do? What did I do? I named it wrong. Let's see. MIDI bank. We're not on E yet. We're D flat. D flat. D. What was this? God damn it! I will remove that because I don't even remember where it's. I was on this, right? D sharp. And I'm going to try this out when I have exported all these files to make sure that I actually named them properly and not made any mistake. E flat, E. Okay, I think I'm getting a hang of this now. F sharp, where are we? G flat, G flat, G. And you will see that simply from using the root notes, I will make sure this MIDI collection is massive, but actually the root notes are probably the ones I'm going to use personally the most myself. Because, well, all tracks must have a harmonic tonal center progression, if that is even the correct term. Let's see, where are we? A. So I can really recommend that you do something like this yourself, because having these MIDI files organized like this, as you can see now, is a great way to get convenient and quick access. And you will see what I mean right now, because now I will open up the file browser here in Logic, where you can go into your different disk drives, and I have already gone into my MIDI bank and made that a shortcut. So as you can see here now, it says MIDI bank, and now root, and now all these will be... Let me duplicate this track first, in fact. Make a duplicate of that. So we have no MIDI files here yet, but now the best part of this method I have developed. I go into root. Okay, we can see everything here now, and well, it categorizes them from A. Let's see, will this be a problem? Because the A is actually on the higher... Because I started on... God damn it! Did I do it wrong? In fact, I think I did. Because I think it's better to have them organized in pitch as well. And now the A is actually higher in pitch than C and all these notes here. But let me show you first what you can do when you have this. So I can now take A, for example, drag it in, the first bar here, and it says A because it exported the name of the MIDI file as well, I think. Or it's because I named it A in the file. Then I can, let's go to C, let's go to an E. Let's go back to A, or whatever. And then just solo this. What? Why did it sound like that? Why did you sound like that? Mute that. Oh yeah! Are you beginning to understand what I will do here now? So you can basically make your chord progression, but for the root notes with this first root bank for MIDI files. I am contemplating if I should make like... I want to start with A now, because I realized it was a mistake to start with C, because this is organized alphabetically, and if it's organized alphabetically in the folder, it makes sense if it also corresponds to the pitch. So this is the lowest and this is the highest. So going from A to G. That doesn't make sense either, because that's G flat. I'm thinking, how should I do this? Perhaps it doesn't matter that it's organized alphabetically here, but it's pitched differently. Or I can make it so... Let's think about this. Should I add like the number of the octave? Will that make sense? I don't think so. If I go into the piano roll editor... No, they are all in fact... let's see, C1. C1. I have to think about this before I continue, but actually I'll just leave it there for now. I just wanted to show you what I will be working on for the next few months, and this is only the start. I will make sure I have these root notes organized and properly set up so that I can use them like so, like I just showed you, going from an C to an F, or let's say G here. And then another great part when you do this, I don't even have to program with my keyboard or going into the piano roll. I can simply use the stretch shortcut. Let's zoom this in like so, and then let's say, so what do we have here first? Let's listen to this first. All right. So let's see. We can, if you drag this, the clip will only split like so. So you have to use the shortcut on, in Logic it's the Option key, and then you can drag this back, and then you can use the Option key again and duplicate. Let's see if it works with the replicate command. Yes, like so. Command R for replication, and like so. Let's see. I don't think I have the snapping set correctly. Alignment guides, I have. I didn't see it. Doesn't work. Like so, Command R. No. This can be slightly tricky sometimes when you want to have the beat exactly. Why doesn't it work? Why don't you work? I want you to be right there. Set it there! Now! Do as I tell you. Why doesn't you do? I don't understand. Zoom in some more. I want you to stretch to the correct place. But I don't think you are. Because now, you see, I'm just setting it to absolute value instead and see if it do what I tell it to do. Yes, that worked. That can be another tip for you guys. If your DAW has difference for snapping with absolute and relative value, I most often want to use absolute value, because then it will snap to the absolute grid value instead of being relative to whatever. So then I can do this, And let's do that for this one as well. Snapping now. And now? No. What did I do? What did I do? Where are you? Where are you, G-Note? Ah, it disappeared. Let's read you the G bass. It's like so. Hold down Option, get it to snap, Command R, and now we have a quarter note bass line here. And I didn't use my MIDI keyboard, I didn't go into the piano roll editor, I just used my MIDI collection root bank, or whatever I will call it later. But basically, this will be a great way for me to use for my sketch and mockup folder when I compose music, so I can always see the chord progression and the root, harmonic root progression, because it's often difficult to remember what the heck was the chord progression, and when you are going to record a new part, it can make sense to have it very clearly laid out, just like a piece of piano music sheets where you see the chords on top. It really makes sense because it's easier to play when you can see what you are supposed to play. So that's what I'm working on, guys. Yeah. I will keep you posted on what's all the updates on this super massive project, and I hope this will be as great as I hope it will be. In my head it makes complete sense, but I need to try it out in a real project and see if it actually speeds up my workflow the way I want it to do. I want to thank you for supporting this show and my epic journey as a music composer. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future shows or videos. Do you want to level up your skills and knowledge as a music composer? Are you ready to take your journey in music to the next level? I have several courses for you which will help you to kickstart and advance your professional career in music. Check them out on my website at peak11.com. I wish you good luck and great success on your professional journey in music. My name is Mike, and I'll see you in the next video. Click the notification bell on YouTube to get all my new videos and live shows. Thank you so much. Your support is legendary.